Ultimate pump, at least for now, from Powell's comments Friday. You're listening to the Arbitrage Trade Weekend News. I'm your host, Darin Harper, bringing you 3 things you need to know for this weekend and an interview. Why isn't Pluto a planet anymore? Also, check out the winner and loser this week in the market. The 10-year stays down near 3.8, and the 10-2 split is around 16. WTI crude falls below 75. Here's 3 things. You've seen fast food pay dearly for pushing its prices up so much that traffic went way down. Recently, some have finally read the room after raking in the profits. McDonald's, Burger King, and more have started a value meal war. Now Subway, after many have been flabbergasted by the old 5-foot-long that is now 15, is jumping in the battle. Starting Monday, they will begin a foot-long for $6.99 promo. To get it, though, you must go through the app and use a promo code. It's supposed to last for 2 weeks. The Fed's Jerome Powell said it's time for policy to adjust. Without giving specific timing, the media and funds had already been filling in the blanks by saying there would be a 0.25 cut announced next month. Problem is, just as it took a while for the increases to take effect, it will take a while for the cuts to as well. Although the media won't admit that. Even though so many are struggling in the middle and lower class, he claimed the inflation was largely under control. Unbelievably, Powell is still trying to say that the inflation was and is transitory. Here are the bigs for next week. Sunday, if you just have to know, is National Whiskey Sour Day. Monday is National Dog Day, and the UK market is closed because of a bank holiday, and it's also U.S. Durable Good Order Report. Tuesday is the German GDP and the U.S. Consumer Confidence Survey. Wednesday is the U.S. Crude Oil Inventories Report. Thursday, which is also Individual Rights Day, we will hear about the German CPI, the U.S. GDP, and the U.S. initial jobless claims, so obviously that will be the big one for the week. Friday is National Beach Day, and it's also Eurozone CPI report, US PCE report, the Chicago PMI, and China manufacturing PMIs, which will happen late Friday night. Saturday is International Overdose Awareness Day. Trade while you're sleeping across time zones with Arbitrage Trade Assist. Sign up today at arbitragetrade.com. Arbitrage Trade is your trusted source for business, finance, and tech info.
My name's Stacy. I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020.
We were adopted in 2019.
And we were adopted in 2021.
We had a house, and it sounds crazy, but it wasn't a home. The one thing that Jake and Emma brought is it became a home.
When I met Dakota, he had just turned 14.
You weren't there for the first this and the first that. I missed the first words, but we got a lot of other firsts.
Watching her say, oh my God, I cannot believe I got my license. And she's like, I passed. And I'm like, girl.
See them grow. It is...
They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
You and you.
Kids in the middle.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete, but it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Caroline, welcome.
Thank you, Darin.
Welcome to this planet Earth.
Yes.
Oh, we've been here for a while.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. I was wondering if I should bring my trumpet in.
Okay.
And play taps.
Oh, yes.
For something coming up here.
Yes, something coming up the day the podcast airs.
In remembrance of the fallen planet.
Pluto.
I know it happened a while back, but there's a special day tomorrow. What's it called? This crazy name for it?
August 24th is Pluto Demoted Day.
Wow. I mean, we're going to celebrate a demotion.
Well, I mean, it was kind of a big deal.
That's sad,
when it happened.
though.
I know. I still kind of think of there being 9 planets in our solar system.
Pluto has to be upset. I mean, we're celebrating stuff that's bad.
But it was so far away that by the time we hear their cries, we'll be long gone.
Is that what it was?
They might not even know yet.
What about was it the Hubble? Is it out there? Can it intercept?
They're actually, NASA did send a probe out that way.
Yeah, exactly.
But not the Hubble, but.
So like you said, we grew up with 9 planets.
Yes.
We had to memorize them.
Yes, we did.
And I think I did it by... like a lot of people do, just the first letter.
Yep, my very educated mother
just
served us noodles. It was something like that. I should have studied.
You stopped at Neptune.
I know. Just served. Oh no! Just served us 9 pizzas. That's what it was. So now I think they say just served us noodles.
Okay, that's what it is.
I think that's what it is.
All right, Domino's is upset.
For sure.
So. just kind of give me a I don't know. You had like a brief history on your blog.
Yes.
You named it "Why Isn't Pluto a Planet Anymore?"
Yes.
So just give me the basics on when it was discovered and all that stuff. I think you brought some of those facts.
Well, for having been a math teacher,
Yes.
I really do love history.
Yes.
Which kind of doesn't seem like they go together, but I've always loved history.
Uh-huh.
So Pluto was discovered and classified as a planet in 1930.
Okay.
And so it's kind of been around for a while as being called a planet.
I don't know why I was thinking it would be even earlier than that. But
Well,
yeah.
its existence was theorized earlier, but
Okay,
it was
it's theory.
officially.
Gotcha.
Yeah. They could tell based on other orbits that there was something else out there.
Relational type thing.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and orbits. And its orbit, Pluto's orbit is so, here I'm going to pull out my math teacher again, it's so eccentric, which means it is far from circular. So it's not...
What was that term you used?
Eccentric.
Eccentric.
Yes.
Not. Okay. Go
Yes,
ahead.
Yes. So if you had been in my Algebra 2 class when we
Uh-huh.
studied conic sections, we would study ellipses and measure how eccentric these ellipses were. So how far from being perfectly round and how
eccentric.
more...
I thought it was a new term I didn't know about. Okay.
Oh.
Eccentric. Okay,
Yes.
I got it. I got it.
Yes. Most people don't use it in this case, unless you're a
Right.
math teacher. And so Pluto actually gets closer to the sun than Neptune for 20 years out of its 248-year orbit
Wow.
around the sun. So
That's
for
trivia.
20 years, put that on your trivia list.
Wow.
And so that helps see that it's not very circular. It's very strongly elliptical.
Okay.
Okay.
I got the picture in my head.
Okay. So in 2006, the International Astronomical Union, their General Assembly, met in Prague and decided to officially define what a planet is. Before it had just been kind of this, oh yeah, there's a planet, and it
the
had not been
beginning of the
officially
end.
defined. Yes, we must write things down.
Dum.
And so, in order to be a planet, after 8 days of arguments and putting forth several different proposals,
Right.
what ended up passing was that a planet had to have 3 characteristics. It had to orbit the sun, which Pluto does. It had to be spherical in shape, which it is. You know, it doesn't mean a perfect sphere, but
Sure.
mostly spherical. And it must to have, and I kept reading this phrase, cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. So, Earth, we have one moon, but it's only maybe a quarter of the size of the Earth. Okay. Well, Pluto has 5 moons, as well as many other bodies floating around it in the Kuiper Belt. So Pluto failed to be a planet because of this third restriction. It did not clear the neighborhood around its orbit.
It wasn't a bad enough badass to have its own neighborhood.
It wasn't a mean enough neighbor. It didn't make everybody go run and move
Guess so.
elsewhere.
It didn't come out and say, not in my yard.
Right. It didn't say that. Yeah. So it's friends with all these other things around it.
Too nice. Okay, I gotcha.
Yes.
Well, that's still kind of sad. But then, so the definition of a planet was the end of Pluto.
Was the end of Pluto being named a planet.
And then the change of science fair projects all over the place because they couldn't do 9 planets anymore.
Right, it all had to become 8 planets.
So
now.
they all should have gotten Fs. They should go back in time and give all those people Fs.
Well, what's important to remember is that Pluto itself did not change.
True.
Pluto has not changed.
True.
Just how we observe and define what we see has
Right.
changed.
The science, it's evolving.
So,
Unlike the definition of recession, but we won't get into that. Go ahead.
Well, so that's something about science, you know, and one of the strengths
That's
of
true.
science is
Yes.
the fact that you have a theory or something that's accepted, but then when you know more, you can update it, kind of like,
Exactly.
Even just things with COVID. As we learned more, some people incorrectly said, oh, well, science lied to us. Well, no, that was the best that we knew at the time. And then once we tested another hypothesis and learned more, it was updated. So that's one cool thing about science is that no one's ever 100% confident. There's always
Ooh, they sure
Let's
sounded
test it.
100% confident.
Well, you can be confident in what you know at the time.
I mean, 6 feet. And we won't get in. That's a whole nother.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
We won't even do that podcast ever, I'm sure.
No.
But you actually had a couple of quotes at the end, and I was going
Mm-hmm.
to let you go ahead and give those to wrap this up.
Okay, so an astrophysicist said the simple fact is that Pluto was misclassified when it was first discovered. So back in 1930, it was misclassified. So it was never on the same footing, having all three of those characteristics as the other planets. And so again, it goes back to Pluto didn't change, just how we define it has changed. So now we know better. So we call it, I hate to say we call it better, but we call it more specific. It gives a little more information about Pluto than just calling them all planets.
There you go.
And
There's
we
another
talked.
one, right, from a guy named Brown? Or is that?
Yeah. Mike Brown said,
Yeah.
so, hey, Pluto is still not a planet, actually.
Okay.
It never was. We just misunderstood it for all these years.
Gotcha.
But, we talked about the Hubble earlier.
Right.
And now here's a little bonus for you podcast listeners that did not make it into the printed blog. In 2006, just earlier in the year, that the IAU
That they met.
demoted Pluto, a NASA probe named New Horizons was launched. So from January 2006, it flew by Pluto in July of 2015. And so it made it there.
9-year flight
And,
to the 9th planet.
Yes. and it's still out there studying other objects in the Kuiper Belt. So
past Pluto.
yes.
There is no stopping point. It just goes until we lose
Space goes
communication.
forever. Space is infinite. Yes. Yes. So I thought that was cool. It took 9.5 years to get there. And so it's still out there, still sending data as far as I know.
So we're the third planet. So that means it averaged, I don't want to do the math, 6 divided by 9.
Well,
9 years to go to the sixth planet. I know there's different distances.
Right,
like
there are
and stuff,
different distances.
But I was looking
but
at the
yes.
average per planet. Anyway.
Yeah.
Too crazy. My math. I have some math head too as well. Like you do.
I'm so proud.
I know. Overanalyze just minutia. Stop it. Well, I appreciate you bringing this in. I mean, it brought back some memories.
Yes.
Besides the dog and Disney, but
yes,
I
cute
know
little Pluto.
I had to bring it up at
Yes.
least. It'd be interesting to know the history behind why he was named Pluto.
That is a great. That would be another good trivia
We'll
question.
do that teaser out there so
Okay,
people
yeah,
listening
yeah.
can go look on Google and find out.
I need to make a note so I remember to look it up.
That's right, a follow up. But anyway, again, if you want to celebrate this day, just Demotion Day, actually celebrated Demotion, it is today. So go out and get some. I don't know what should they get, like a telescope and just
telescope, look at the sky
and look at what used to be called a planet.
And I'm trying to think, what are some good spherical foods? Eat some meatballs.
Oh,
or
there
something,
you go. Yeah, you
know.
always have things you can do for your son.
I love food.
That's right. To
Always
celebrate
gotta bring it
things.
back,
That's
yes.
right. Bring it back to food.
Yes.
Speaking of, it's lunchtime. I'll see you later,
All
Caroline.
right, see you later.
Bye.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably?
It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This week's winner and loser in the market. The loser is Advanced Auto Parts, or AAP. They are headquartered in North Carolina, and they supply and distribute aftermarket automotive products for both professional installers and do-it-yourself customers. AAP opened the week at $62.40, and then it was earnings release day. The crazy thing is it pumped up to $66.87 for some reason, you can fill in the blanks, and then took a deep dive down to $47.03, which is a 52-week low. Someone made some money with well-timed shorts, didn't they? They cut their full-year earnings outlook after reporting week sales. 52-week high was $88.56. 52-week low is $47.03, which they just hit. And the winner is Redfin Corporation, or RDFN. They are headquartered in Washington State, and they manage online real estate marketplace and provision of real estate services. They opened Monday at $7.51, but got a good pump as high as almost $9 then. Then on Friday ran up to a 52-week high of $11.66, as the media and funds are trying really hard to equate a possible Fed rate cut of probably 0.25 next month with housing demand. The reality is the only real demand has been in the upper income market, especially cash. 52-week high of $11.66, which they just hit, and a 52-week low of $4.26. Visit arbitragetrade.com and learn about Pips, our AI bot, who lets you stop watching and start living. We're not financial advisors, and we provide an AI bot algorithm service. Thank you for joining us today for another edition of Arbitrage Weekend News. Log into arbitragetrade.com to read our wide variety of blogs and educate yourself on Trade Assist and Forex trading, or even how to make passive money with our Trade Assist affiliate marketer program. You can even get to know our cute little AI bot called Pips. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is a privately held research company. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is solely responsible for the preparation and distribution of the contents of this podcast. The opinions offered in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to function as investment advice. Seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. For more information about the informational research and services offered by Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC, please visit arbitragetrade.com.